Hello again, most esteemed viewers. My name is Jekyllstein Gray, and it has been about 2 weeks since I recorded the last Doki Doki Literature Club plus video. I don't know why I paused after plus. And so Halloween's almost upon us, which means there's probably going to be less content out this year than last year. Although I probably won't be starting a bunch of series on like one day that I never finish, which I did last year. Anyway, so yeah, I did all the side stories, so we're gonna go back to the original game. I keep forgetting that this is like, sorry. I keep forgetting that this is, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I keep forgetting this is a horror game. It keeps making me forget. Hold on, I'm gonna check the audio. Just want to make sure yeah, okay. It doesn't look like it's much louder than my voice, which is good, because, as I've said before, if you want to just hear the music, play the game for yourself or watch a, commentary-less playthrough. Let's see. So she's talking about the poem that was, fourth wall breaking and all that. Conversation with the reader. Find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. Okay, so this is the first overt fourth wall break, if I remember correctly. Obviously, a lot of her poems are allusions to that, to the fact that she knows what's going on. And let's see. Yeah, so I do like that, how there's like little, overall it's much cheerier, kind of standard dating sim thing. But then every so often you have this man, I'm really easily distracted today. But every so often you have this, something's off about that. Especially on repeat playthroughs. On some level, you can't objectively measure. Well, I know the artist's objective is often a cowardly cop-out, to, get out of talking about the pros and cons of a work. But on some level, what you like and what you don't like is up to your own experience, As much as I relate to, Yuri, out of all the characters, that bit about do what, think about yourself sometimes, not just other people, is also relevant to me. Pretty sweet, yeah. Yep. When I think it was, to paraphrase ContraPoints, she was talking about songs, but what was it? It was when you're feeling sad, happy songs make you feel like you're being bullshitted, and this is, I think, similar. Alright, I'm gonna read the poem again. Bottles. I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's the secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly, but there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle to keep it safe. And I put the bottle on the shelf with all of the other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in bottles all in a row. My collection makes me lots of friends. Each bottle a starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friend feels a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bottles. This is kind of like Ozymandias in a way, in that the meter, like the actual like way the poem is arranged, changes. And this way more obviously than Ozymandias. Deeper and deeper my fingers go, like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies. Digging and digging, scraping and scraping. I blow dust off my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Finally, all done, I open up, and in come my friends. In they come in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them from the shelf, one after the other, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. But every time I let one go, it shatters against the tile between my feet. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading something, but all I hear is echo, 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 echo inside my head. Yeah. It's a good poem. It also is pretty... It's not creepy, it's exposing the dark side that we saw in the last video. One thing I'm curious about, I just had this question, like just barely thought about it. Is this game, is the plus version, is it meant for the people who have already played the original, or is it meant for new players? Because it kind of seems like it's for people who've already played the original, considering like the thing that happens to her, I don't want to say it out loud because it might get demonetized, and also it's just like hard to say out loud. The thing that happens to her is like a big deal. I mean, in the previous video, like my reaction was pretty clear. Like she, how do I put this? It feels like it's like, these are little hints, you know, like there's a lot of little hints to what happens, and then there's the big reveal, you know, in the original game. And it's kind of weird if you already know what she's been thinking about, you know, and you know, explicitly from the side stories. I don't know, if any of you Steam viewers have only played this version, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. I mean... Jesus Christ, Natsuki. Jesus, the character I'm playing is such an asshole. Oh, the festival. I just randomly was like, I need to continue my Phoenix Wright series. Holy crap, it's been a while since I did that. Okay, this is interesting because, you know, it's clear that Yuri's bothered by the idea of a performance. I think that's interesting because, you know, I said before, you know, I relate to her the most, but I've actually never had that big of a problem with public speaking. I'm much more concerned, like, I have much more of a, like, quote-unquote stage fright when I'm not on stage and I'm just backstage just talking to a couple of people, you know? I'm, like, now trying to, like, read into every little thing Monika says, like as if it's a fourth wall clue. I feel like if you put being intimate with yourself out of context, it would have a very different meaning. Couldn't you just have, like, a couple people? Like, if the whole thing is just recruitment, it can't be that much of a problem if Natsuki and Yuri sit this one out. Oh, I do know that feeling. That, like, I feel obligated to do something that I really don't want to do, but I'm gonna do it. The way they fly. Uh-oh. Something she's done before, or is she simply natural? Or does she know, or is she in my computer? Interesting that they don't actually, like, have a poem. Their image of a crimson eye. I love that. I do know that feeling. Once you're into familiar territory, it's like, yes! Okay, so none of them have poems, I guess. My meadow. Interesting. It's always an interesting, like, whenever, you know, written work is read out loud, there's always, you know, that verbal aspect of it alongside the text itself. It's also interesting how, like, they really commit to this kind of pseudo, you know, to the illusion of this being a standard visual novel. Like, they really commit to that. Like, I feel like at certain other games, I'm not sure whether this is a negative, I think it's just kind of a neutral thing. I feel like certain other games would have, like, kind of gone into the horror stuff much earlier and more explicitly. Actually, no, I think I like this better, you know? I like that it's, like, just little things that you only notice when you're paying attention. You know, it's not like, you know, there's, like, this big flashing, you know, foreshadow, you know, like, there's, like, foreshadowing that you can tell even on your first, you know, run through is foreshadowing. And then there's foreshadowing that is not... Then there's foreshadowing that you only recognize in hindsight, you know? What if my mouse is, like, really close to my microphone? I wonder how loud the mouse click sounds are. So I don't know how long I think I'm going to be going... Today I think I'm going to be going to the next, you know, time where it boots me back to the beginning where I unlock more side stories. Monday's the big day. Wait, now it's about impressing Monika? Let's say Ori again. Oh, this is tough because the honest answer is walk home with Yuri. And ordinarily I'm for being brutally honest in these scenarios. But considering... I can't remember what I said last time either, or if this was even a choice in the last time. I'm gonna say Sayori. I don't think this is gonna change anything, but I definitely, you know, like, if there's even a chance that something will be different, then that's definitely what I'm gonna do. Oh, wow. There's something that Natsuki liked. Interesting. And then again, dark is you know, what excites. I think there's an achievement for doing something like doing all things that she would like, that each one of these characters would like. I think there's also an achievement for starting a new game that I didn't get, so I wonder, like, the original is still installed on my computer as I'm recording this, so so I wonder if that would I wonder if, like, the game knows that I have played this before and that's why I didn't get the achievement. Or it's just bugged. Or I might be misremembering. Again, it's been like 2 weeks since I played this game. Let's see. Again, Melancholy is probably the best. You know, she's just kind of constantly melancholy, whereas Sayori is, like, really bubbly and has a really dark side. Let's see. Oh, I thought Yuri would like fantasy. Doing a lot of the stuff that Natsuki would like. Not what I intended, but hey. I saw the word fireflies and I was immediately thinking of, you would not believe your eyes of 10 million fireflies. Also then as soon as I started saying that sentence, I was thinking of, take my love, take my land, take me where I cannot stand. Yeah. I love Firefly, the show. I'm also cautiously optimistic for the reboot, the remake thing they're doing. Monika? The joke makes no sense in translation. Oh, she let her fourth wall. I love that idea too. That, you know, that she's trying to keep the fact that she knows she's in a game secret from the other characters. You know, so she makes a joke slip, and everyone's like, wait, what? I'm worried. I think I'm getting to the shoe dropping to beat my own vocabulary of this thing to the ground. Something on her mind. Was there there's like a weird skip in the music? I don't know if that was like this game, like, every little thing, that oddity about this game makes you be like, was that intentional? Is that just a glitch, or is that something, you know, that was intended? I'm not paranoid, you're paranoid. So this, I'm assuming, takes place after the side story I played in the last video. Does it feel like I'm being watched? Oh, yeah, that also is a very autistic thing. That's something I do a lot too. You know, like, look at someone I'm interested in, you know, for whatever reason, not just, you know, romantically or physically attracted, you know, but also just like, that person looks interesting, and then they see I'm looking at them like, ah, yeah. Yeah, she's... Yuri is definitely autistic. I mean, there was, like, staring, you know... Again, there's staring as in a, like, kind of vague interest, you know, and then there's, like, intensely paying attention to someone in a way that's off-putting, you know? And, of course, there's, like, you know, it's not that simple, but I think that's what she's getting at. Yeah, honest and caring is not what I would describe this character as. It's interesting, you know. One thing I like, one thing about me, one random piece of trivia is, like, I don't like giving compliments. Or rather, I don't like going out of my way to say nice things about people. I just like, you know, being honest, but a lot of times when I say my honest thoughts about people, they're like, oh, thank you, you know, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you know, I guess that was a nice thing about you, you know, and I feel like it's more meaningful if it's just something honest and, like, out of the blue, rather than, like, you know, me deliberately going out of my way to say, like, you look great today, or, you know, like, say the things that people expect to hear in these types of scenarios. Obviously, Yuri. Yuri's probably got anxieties that she's about as old as Mary Shelley and is like, but doesn't have any, hasn't written Frankenstein. Because that's a weird anxiety that I deal with. Oh, I always eat by myself at lunch. Almost always. Yeah, to paraphrase Good Will Hunting, though, you know, they're dead. Yeah. Again, there's so many details she talks about that are so specific to my experience. It's not just like a general sense of not fitting in, or it's like, but it's like this specific anxiety that she has is like so similar to mine that I can't see her as anything but autistic, you know? See with the poem. Ghost Under the Light Part 2. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. In the distance, a blue-green light flickers. I wonder if that's like, if she, like, saw Monika's poem and was like, why red, green, and blue? I don't know, I'll use blue-green. A lone figure, that's probably me reading too much into that. A lone figure crosses its path, a silhouette obstructing the eerie glow. My heart pounds, the silhouette grows, closer. I open my umbrella, casting a shadow to shield me from visibility, but I am too late. He steps into the streetlight. I gasp and drop my umbrella. The light flickers. My heart pounds. He raises his arm. Time stops. The only indication of movement is the amber light flickering against its outstretched arm. I feel like I could do I feel like my reading is really monotonous, but I feel like if I had, like, more knowledge of these poems, you know, if I'd played this game several times and, like, at least a vague idea of what all the poems were about, I would, you know, be able to spend more, like, mental energy into, you know, the way I'm reciting it and whatnot. Anyway, the only indication of movement is the amber light flickering against his outstretched arm. The flickering light is in rhythm with the pounding of my heart, teasing me for succumbing to this forbidden emotion. Have you ever heard of a ghost feeling warmth before? Giving up on understanding, I laugh. Understanding, I mean, why wouldn't a ghost feel warmth? Understanding is overrated. I touch his hand, the flickering stops. Ghosts are blue-green, my heart is amber. Is that just the question is that like deliberately, like has your heart been, crystallized, or is it just amber colored? There's a part of me that wishes, like, I want to find a game, obviously the horror elements in this game are great, and they really make it stand out, and they're thematically important and all that. There's a part of me that wishes, like, I could just play a version of this or something like this, where, it was kind of just, not necessarily, the dating, I mean, like, if the protagonist was less of an asshole. But the, I don't know. I don't know. I kind of wish, again, maybe I should play dating sims that are not also, secretly horror games, or not so secretly. Don't let you hear that. Also, media can I was actually talking with a professor recently who said that she's Indian. She's an Indian woman. Like actually from India, because it's like aside from the moral stuff, like it's just simpler to call it people from India Indian, and people from like Native Americans. Anyway, she talked about how in her experience, like the Ramayana and the Mahabharata are like very. I'm trying to phrase, like they're like seen as like applicable and like guidelines to everyday life, and while I haven't seen much of a cultural similarity, I have realized, like, I take a lot from media. I take a lot of, my, like, sometimes I'll go, like, I've watched Good Will Hunting many, many times because I kind of see myself in the main character, and I'm like, it helps me, in everyday life. I don't know. Does that make any sense at all, esteemed viewers? Sometimes I'm just saying stuff, and I'm not sure if it makes sense. Anyway, The Lady Who Knows Everything. An old tale tells of a lady who wanders Earth, a lady who knows everything. A beautiful lady who has found every answer, all meaning, all purpose, and all that was ever sought. And here I am, a feather, lost adrift the sky, victim of the currents of the wind. Day after day I search with little hope, knowing legends don't exist. But when all else has failed me, when all others have turned away, the legend is all that remains, the last dim star glimmering in the twilight sky. Until one day the wind ceases to blow, I fall and fall and fall even more, gentle as a feather, why am I thinking of Gray Sky's Dark Waters now? A dry quill, expressionless, but a hand catches me between the thumb and forefinger, the hand of a beautiful lady. I look at her eyes and find no end to her gaze. The lady who knows everything knows what I am thinking, but before I can speak, she responds in a hollow voice. I have found every answer, all of which amount to nothing. There is no meaning, there is no purpose, and we seek only the impossible. I am not your legend does not exist. And with the breath, she blows me back afloat, and I pick up a gust of wind. So this is interesting because it's implied in the ending I got of the previous game that people can, like if you delete Monika, spoilers, if you delete Monika, you can, how do I put this? If you delete Monika, you know, then I think Sayori's the one who, you know, takes up the mantle of the fourth wall breaker, you know, the woman who knows everything. And so it's like, did Monika get this from the, did Monika, you know, did Monika get her, you know, clairvoyance, her ability to see the fourth wall? Humans aren't a two-dimensional existence, you know, you of all people should know this. That was to me, I think. To Jekyllstein Gray, not, you know, Jekyllstein the Avatar. Alright, Sayori next. Has there ever been a time where I didn't go Yuri, Monika, Sayori, and Natsuki? Did I even have a choice, you know, when I showed it to Monika? I can't remember. Maybe I didn't. Oh, no. Next! I don't have a catchphrase. Uh-oh. Curious expression coming from Yuri of all people. Natsuka in the Valley of the Wind. Natsuki is, what was Nausicaa? That was I was like, I temporarily forgot what one of my favorite Ghibli movies is. So Natsuki, like, apparently is only happy when she's baking. I think this is interesting, you know, like, Sayori, you know, it's no secret that what happens to Sayori is, what kicks off, like, what really makes the game start to, you know, fall apart. And the group dynamic and all that. Oh, interesting. I am interested to see why are there 3 dots next to Sayori? I'm interested to see what happens if I spend time with Monika. But I'm also going to... I really should do a replay series on this. Maybe after Halloween. Let's see. This is this is tough. Oh. I'm gonna go with Monika. This is incredibly stressful. Okay, interesting. That makes it actually is kind of a relief. Let's see. So okay, so it really just comes down to Natsuki and Yuri. So I'm definitely gonna go with Yuri then. I know that, you know, like before anyone even reacts, be like, I'm sorry! I'm sorry if I said something bad. Oh, yeah. Let's get out of here then. Should probably clean my room myself. It's more clean than it was at the start of last weekend. I mean, again, though, the problem with you know, like, it's super hard because, like, you know, like, sometimes people lie. So it does feel kind of good to know. Okay, content warning, depression, self-hate. It feels good to know that that the feels good to know that, like, my actions did not directly contribute to what happened to Sayori in my last playthrough, probably. Also, I should probably be questioning why so it was like Monika first, because I want to know more about this. Sayori second. Because I wanted to, like, help her. I don't know. It's almost like I also have a tendency to overthink things, and that's why I see myself in Yuri. This is probably going to be heavy, and I'm probably not going to say much. Why did Monika tell you? She just been hiding it. I also definitely know that. Not to the same extent. but I do know that, like, must, ignore my own needs and make everyone else around me happy. But again, I think that's more, in line with, like, Yuri's anxiety than, Sarah's depression. Okay, this is the wrong thing to say, dude. It's okay to be a little bit selfish as long as it doesn't hurt other people. As long as you don't go full Ayn Rand about it. Yeah, if you, I can't remember if I mentioned this before on the channel, but there's that old, like, kind of philosophical stance of, you need the good times in life to recognize the bad times, and and I think there's a reverse to that, which is when you're used to the bad times, they don't hurt as much, but as soon as you got some good times in your life, things start to get worse. What was I gonna say? There was something that was like, oh yeah, there's, going back to Good Will Hunting, there's that scene, I want you to come to California with me scene, and it's like, I definitely understand how it feels, that feeling of, like, it's a big and, scary change, but it's also like this is, like, as soon as things get serious with, I can't remember the character's name. I can't remember the Minnie Driver. Is that the actress's name? Well, Skylar. I think that's her name, Skylar. Anyway, as soon as I don't know. I'm probably you know what scene I'm talking about, and I know how he. If you've seen the movie, you know what scene I'm talking about, probably. And I know I know why I can understand the feelings that he had that would cause him to react in the way that he did. I'll just leave it at that. And if there's any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll address them at some point. You dumped everything in your desk drawer, didn't you? Yeah, there's I can be pretty intense too sometimes. Just sometimes don't often show it. Sorry, I don't have anything much to say here, esteemed viewers. I'm just, uh-oh. Ordinarily, it wouldn't be weird, but it's funny. I wouldn't say I'm into knives, but I'm into like V for Vendetta and V's use of knives. Anyway, that's another topic for another time. Ordinarily, that wouldn't be weird, but in the context of this game, it's like, oh fuck. That's another thing, you know. A lot of these, I want to be clear, a lot of these traits don't ring true to me because they're, like, innate to autism, but it's the way that autistic, or, like, the way that my autism, like, the way that part of me has, you know, like, the way, you know, like, it's been, like, you know, the struggle of growing up, you know, autistic in a mostly neurotypical world is what causes a lot of those anxieties and self-doubts and whatnot. So that, like, blaming everything on herself is not uniquely associated with autistic, is not like a unique trait, you know, with autistic people, but it's, to me, like, am I, like, there's, like, a lot of, you know, messaging around autistic people where it's, like, every little thing that people don't like when you're around them is, like, your fault somehow, you know. It sucks, you know. I think she might see herself as the only sane person in the insane world. I'm just thinking back to, like, an art project I did in, like, elementary school where we, like, actually got, like, paper wet and then painted watercolors on it. I wonder if I still have that painting somewhere. It looked pretty cool. I mean, like, not like, it wasn't like my painting was uniquely exceptional. It was just, like, that made the watercolor stand out more or something. I don't know. What kind of inspirational quote? Is it gonna be like... is it gonna be like something on a cat poster? Definitely, I also definitely relate to that, you know? That feeling of, you know, just, you know, wanting to be with a single person. Maybe two other people, you know? It's easy, It's easy. It's easier to, like I feel like, you know, there's more, like, you can tell more about about a person when you can focus your attention on them. I don't know. Here we got a CG. Yeah. Over as soon as it began. There's also, like, a thing, you know, like, I think this is a bit of a stretch. This isn't, like, you know, like, an emotional, like, yes, I know exactly how she feels, but, like, the way she like plans ahead and like the way she transports things also sounds vaguely familiar to some of my actions. Jeez. Again, in the context of this game, it feels threatening. It feels like, are you gonna stab me? What did Monika say? What the fuck did you say to her, Monika? Okay. I think I said went with dearest friend last time. I want to see if I love you is any different. I don't think it's going to change anything, but... You know, I also have a similar understanding of, like, with anxiety, you know, you think when you get something done, you know, when the thing you surmount the thing you're anxious about is going to go away, but it doesn't. You just find something new to be anxious about, or you find out it's also terrifying what you thought you wanted. So I think there's something similar going on here. Not the same, obviously, but still. Alright. As good as the content warnings are, and I'm very glad that they're there, I think for first-time players it would be better to like have the to like have them all at once in the beginning, because they can kind of be spoilery. What the fuck did you say to Sayori, Monika? Monika knows everything. A lot more than you think. Get out of my head, get out of my head, get out of my head. Get out of my head before... Sorry, I'm just like... There's a lot here. There's like stuff here, but like I don't know. At a certain point, I feel like, you know, there's no... Like, there's not much to talk about. I don't know how to describe it. Get out of my head before I do what I know is best for you. Get out of my head before I listen to everything she said to me. Get out of my head before I show you how much I love you. Get out of my head before I finish writing this poem. but a poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving. Fuck you, Monika. God, I know what's gonna happen. This is worse. I'm like actually rocking a bit. I haven't done that in a while. Well, I don't do that very often, I should say. Christ. Oh God. Yeah, I remember this. Did I ever look in this? Traceback.txt. I'm gonna look that up right now. I think I'll add a window capture real quick. I'll add a window capture once I pull up the. I don't want you to see all the files on my computer for obvious reasons. But I'm going to. Sorry to leave this on the screen for so long. Let's see. This PC, Windows. Steam, Steam apps, common, all the way down to D, Literature Club Plus. Here, let's see. Oh Christ, I'm really sorry this is on screen right now, Steam viewers. This also actually hits me in a different way than the last video I recorded, but that's something I'll talk about another time. Here we go. Streaming assets. Okay, that's not what I'm here for. No, where did it say it was? No. Where is it? What does it say? Sorry about this, Steam viewers. Config. Where is it? Where's that file? Well, it doesn't help that I can't remember what it was. One thing that's becoming abundantly clear is that this game was made with Unity. Alright, you know what? I am going to just call it. I don't think I can find it right now. Is it in Doki Doki Literature Club? I said, I'm just gonna give up and call it, and now I'm like, no, must look in the other file too. What would happen if I deleted Natsuki? I'm gonna try it, why not? Gonna have to go to the recycle bin. Wait, what is it? Is there anything in the README? I don't know. I should be wrapping it up. Okay. All right, I'm gonna call it for today. I'll look into that further maybe. I'll get this on the screen too. I mean, I tried something different. Is it really the end, though? We'll see. I wonder if something changed next time. I'll go and I'll open. Anyway, sorry. I'm like, it's not hard. It's hard to give insightful analysis when you're like trying to, when you're like going through all these files and whatnot. So this is probably going to be the end, you know. So, yeah, okay, what was that? I can't remember the name of the thing it told me to find. So anyway, that'll be all for today, esteemed viewers. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you have something to say, let me know in the comments. Twitter, Letterboxd, and Nexus.gg, links in the description down below. Be sure to check in for more videos. Hopefully I'll have all these, like, recorded, like, so, like, there'll be one a day. Might not be the case, so subscribe and ring the bell if you want to be notified when I do all the Halloween stuff. Anyway, thank you for watching, esteemed viewers, and I'll see you in another video. Goodbye. Wow, I need to work on this. I need to work through this.